All over the internet, people are trying to sell you on the idea that you can have an insanely high closure rate, yet still be able to charge a premium price for doing so. Well, I'm here to tell you that they are completely wrong. If you listen to them, you're throwing your money away. And here's why. Picture these two players. We have Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors and Javon Freeman Liberty of the Toronto Raptors. This is what they both have in common. Both are considered professional basketball players. They play on the same court. And for the most part, their job is literally to do the exact same thing. So, why do I bring them up? Steph Curry is the highest paid player in the NBA this year. He gets almost $52 million. Javon ranks 475th in earnings, or last place, with 290,000. Imagine if Steph Curry were to drop his price from $52 million to 290,000. How many teams would pay for him? Well, we could say his closure rate would probably be 100% because everybody would want him, especially for that kind of money. But as he increases his price, everybody might still want him, but he's putting himself in a position to be able to maximize his return. He doesn't want to play for every team. He just wants to play for teams that see his value and are willing to pay accordingly. No doubt in his next contract, he'll try for even more money. Now, for Javon, he's never going to get Steph Curry price. But maybe if he works really hard, he could go from number 475 to 471. Perhaps he could make Patty Mills money. The point is every player always strives to get more according to their ability. So let's make some application. In this discussion, we assume four things. Number one, we need to make money to live, right? Number two is we consider what we're doing a legit business. Number three, we're talking about selling new jobs, cold jobs. We're not talking about referrals or people that you've worked for before. But each of these jobs, phone calls, is an opportunity to play for, we'll say, a different team. And number four, we talk about a salesperson. You know, some individuals think that they could sell ketchup popsicles to women who are wearing wedding dresses. But is that really true? Let me say this. We're all playing the same painting game and we're on the same court, or we could say we're in the same houses or in the same buildings. Now, some of us, either through natural ability or maybe we've worked hard and we've honed our skills. And because of that, we might consider ourselves the Steph Curry of the painting world. If that's the case, why are you happy making Javon Freeman money? My question for you, keeping in mind those first 2 points, the one that we need to make money, and number two, we consider this an actual legitimate business, is if you're the Steph Curry of your trade and you're closing 90% of the jobs that you bid, are you really that good of a salesperson? We need to focus not necessarily on how high our closure rate is or how busy we're able to keep ourselves, but focus on the profitability of each particular job. Because in the end, that's all that's going to matter. Now, when people make a claim that you can have a super high closure rate and yet still make an elite or a premium amount of money, and that's the right way to go, they might reason, well, this is based off the average for your area. But again, if that was their reasoning, it holds absolutely no water. Now, from what I could find, the median, or we could say the average wage for an NBA basketball player is $10 million. Now, $10 million would be absolutely wonderful if you're on the low end, but just because it's a premium price for some, that doesn't mean it is for others. You look at people like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, they don't care what the average is. See, the average isn't good for them at all. That would be just a massive pay cut. Again, as your sales and as your skills increase, we need to make sure that our quality of pay gets reflected accordingly. An old business teacher of mine once said that very few are going to get rich. What you want is affordable free time. So if I have a ridiculously high closure rate where I close 8 or 9 out of 10 jobs, so it's 80 or 90%, what if I raised my price 20%? Now I close 50 or 60% of the jobs that I go for. Think about that. If that were to happen, that means I could take every Friday off and still make the exact same amount of money that I made before. See, that is affordable free time. Or we could just keep working and I could just make 20% more than I did the previous year. So, through our discussion, we've established the fact that a premium price depends on an individual's abilities. The truth is, anyone who is willing to spout these wild claims telling you that you can sell 70 to 90% of the jobs is only telling you that you're worth Javon Freeman money. And if we listen to them, we're going to be stuck in a mindset, and both ourselves and our business will just never grow. As you get better, you need to raise your price to be able to match your new skill set. And because of that, your closure rate is going to drop a little, and that's okay. Now that we understand what a closure rate should be, I want to share with you 2 easy ways that you can add value and money to your business. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because that is going to be the topic of a future video. In the meantime, we love you, Javon Freeman Liberty.
Now Freeman Liberty, see if he can answer from three-point land. Yes, he can. Around and in.